This car won't shift out of first gear, and I guess it's a common problem on these C230s with the 722.6 transmission. Either way, seems like it's a pretty easy fix, pretty straightforward. I don't know why they went and painted all this god-awful red, but not only did they do that, but they put chrome everywhere. I mean, on everything you could imagine, but that's okay because it starts and runs for only 500 bucks. So I got a little cosmetic stuff to do, but it's pretty clean. So I am about to lower the transmission pan and replace this circuit board here because I guess this fails and doesn't let it shift. With that comes a new filter, gasket, and the new plug adapter as well with the O-ring on it. Using the Valvoline ATF as it's Mercedes-Benz approved and the cheapest option. Guys, this is a budget vehicle. This is a budget build. I've been building this Subaru for a little while now. Rebuilt the whole engine if you guys have been following along. And I have a misfire, and I haven't had a car of my own since October to drive around town. So saw this posted, went and picked it up. Pretty confident that I can fix it with the parts provided. So yeah, that's the story behind that. So I'll drive this around for a while. I might even keep it because parts are pretty cheap, and these are actually really reliable. These are great cars. Little supercharged C230s. They got a great transmission, and the interior's mint condition. But anyways, I will be putting some Rotella T6 in after I do a little oil flush. It'll get some engine restore. I love this stuff, works great. We got the man filter, of course, with a little octane booster. We got the new bolts for the tranny pan, and I got the drain plug because the guy before me ruined his drain plug. And then I'll show you guys here in a second, but I got this flex disc for the drive shaft because the one below is about to blow up. So this needs to be replaced before I can start driving it. And we got a new oil filter cap because that's broken. Radiator cap looks questionable. And this also has a power steering filter. I've never seen a power steering filter, but we'll replace that in a different video. Today we're just doing the circuit board, and we'll do this in a different video too. But either way, check this car out, guys. 500 bucks and it fires right up. Super clean though. But I mean, the guy went crazy with chrome, like absolutely crazy. In Vegas, these are actually helpful because you get so much sun glare and it ruins your dash. So that's kind of nice to have. But I mean, everything's in really clean condition, only 150,000 miles. I am super shocked that I got this for 500 bucks. But again, I mean, he went double chrome on the windows, double chrome followed with chrome. We got the chrome license plate. We got the chrome trim on the windows. We got the lip. The chrome's not even connected. We chromed up the roof. This guy chromed up the back even. But, you know, I've definitely had worse problems than that. We got the little Mercedes Benz stickers on here. Some more chrome to the dome. He even chromed the inside of the window here. So fantastic job, guy. But mint condition interior. So that's great. The only problem with the interior was like this little ding right here. Even the floor is clean. We got the fake AMG pedals. Yeah. And the tint's got to get replaced. That's pretty ugly, but we'll get that taken care of. Yeah, all kinds of chrome. This is chrome stickers. All right, so now I'm gonna jump under the car. We're gonna get all the transmission fluid drained out, and then we're gonna get the transmission pan dropped. We're gonna get the little circuitry board. We're gonna pull her out of there, and we're gonna see what we can find. So let's see if this fixes it. Let's jump in there. All right, don't mind the socket stuck in there. It won't come out yet, so we'll get there. These bolts are so stripped too. I already ordered new ones, but was a little sketched. Not the forbidden chocolate sauce. Look, that is why you have a pan. Bucket back here. Not sure why I removed that. Come with me and go see the world of imagination. Like, why would you buy this car? Just kidding. Fucking was a steal. All that fluid that won't drain out. That's why it's important to pull your pan sometimes. You gotta pull the pan sometimes, huh? Alrighty. Ah! I knew it. I thought I was lined up. Oh, man. Oh. Right down the sleeve. Alright, so once you get the pan and filter off, you can wipe the bottom of that. You'll have all these Torx, I think they're T30s, to remove this whole entire valve body right here. I don't believe there's anything else you have to do before you remove this, so we're just going to unbolt this and lower this down. Inside the plug right here, there is a 7mm bolt, and you want to remove that to disconnect this little plug sensor from the board itself right there. So that's what I'm going to remove next. Might be hard to show that on camera, but remove that bolt. Just use an extended socket, take that out. Ooh. Caught that with my bad wrist too. And there you have it, folks. That's how you remove that. Again, these transmissions are pretty indestructible. Fun fact, they even use these on a Mercedes Sprinter. Really a bulletproof transmission from what I hear. The only thing I wasn't able to drain was the torque converter, obviously. That's okay though. We're gonna put some new fluid in there. I'll give that a good little wipe down, and hopefully it's good to go. All right, so we got the valve body pulled out. Obviously this big plastic piece on top is what we're replacing. And we'll go through and give this all a good wipe down. These little packs, those just pop off like so. Just be gentle. Should also just pull straight. These are very thin, so I imagine they're not crazy important, but don't break them. So then you got these Torx to remove here, to get these solenoids out, and to remove here. Give them just a little wipe down. We might even clean these with brake cleaner. I'm going to double check that before I do so, but this should be fine. There's not a lot of metal particulates, not a lot of stuff dirty here, so we're going to check the electrical connection on both. Looks good, tips look good, alright. Corresponding here. Just want to make sure the wires are still connected. Nothing looks too burnt. What? Okay. Just a little stuck, just wiggle it back and forth. Don't pry at it. Curious if we could see which part of this failed. You know, everything looks good on this board. So it could have been a problem where this leaks through. You can see a bunch of fluid in there and it messes with the connector. So I'm gonna have to get that cleaned up on the connector side too, because this side doesn't look bad. Nothing I can do with it now, obviously, but cool. All right, so I got the valve block all cleaned up, just wiped down all the metal everywhere. And that's pretty lame. My GoPro, turns out it corrupted this file. The whole video file of me putting the solenoids back on, it's just this image of my hands. So I apologize, I couldn't refilm it because I had no idea until the edit. But basically, put the solenoids back in, the same way you took them out with the new conductor plate on there. It goes back in pretty simply, and carry on with the screws and screw them in there. There's no hard process on this part, just put it back together. All right, so we got the valve body all set up and ready to go. And then we got the oil pan all cleaned out. We got the magnet all cleaned up. Wasn't really much on there. And then we got a fresh drain plug with washer. Shout out to autohaus.com. They had all the stuff I needed. I'll tag them below. And then the kit comes with the gasket, obviously. Got a filter, and then that part will built in later. Let's go and throw this up into the car. There's a little notch right in the middle so that this doesn't rotate back and forth. Well, there you have it. Now let's put the pan on. All those bolts were stripped pretty badly, so I went ahead and replaced all the bolts. All right, and you don't want to tighten one all the way at once before you put them all on there. And then you just want to go crisscross and nice and slow. We'll come back and tighten them by hand. You guys remember the kit will come with this. It has 2 O-rings on it. It's gonna slide up in this hole right here. Also, if your connector is dirty like this, hit your parts store and get some electrical connector cleaner and clean that stuff out with a proper cleaner. I'll leave a link in the description below too, but I'm gonna plug this in. I can't really like hold the camera. Maybe I can. I'll set it in there 1 second. All right, now right there on the left, there will be a little slot. You want to line it up with that slot like so. You'll be able to wiggle it and feel it. Kind of lock into place. And then give it a good push. And once you see that O-ring disappear, it should be in far enough. Now we're going to screw in that 7mm bolt right there. I'm going to start with my fingers. All right, now we'll tighten it up. It's a very small bolt going into plastic, so I wouldn't screw it in too tight there, guys. I would be careful there. But that's in. Now I'm going to clean off the plug before I plug that back in, and then we'll fill it up with some ATF. All right, now we got it plugged in and ready to fill up with some ATF fluid. Guys, I'll leave 3 different options down below. The Valvoline, the Shell, and then I'll leave a Mercedes fluid too if you really want to be bougie with it. But this is a cheap car, so I'm just going with the cheap stuff here. So this is what it passes all the Mercedes stuff. So just gonna fill some in there. I got just about 4.5 quarts out, so that's just about how much is gonna go back in. But of course, you guys do need the biggest dipstick you've ever seen to get that. So this is the measuring dipstick for the 7226 transmission, and it's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, so need that. We'll go ahead and get it filled with fluid. So I fill it up a little bit first before I start it, but to do the proper filling procedure on most cars for the transmission, you need to have the vehicle running. So I usually just top it off until it stops taking fluid in, and then I fire it up. Don't know why, it's just how I do it. So get the car fired up, then you're going to want to let it idle for a little bit, and you're going to want to shift through drive, neutral, reverse. Obviously the car is still off the ground. but you need to do that to get the fluid running, going to the torque converter, going to the solenoid valve bodies, all that stuff. So let it run for a little bit, let it get warmed up, and you're going to repeat the process until you get the right accurate level. I even had to drive the car a couple times to actually get it to give me the right reading, because I had to keep adding some in even when I thought I was full. So just keep checking it your first 25 miles or so after you get done with the service, but this is just how you fill it up and do the process. So rinse and repeat. So if you own one of these older Mercedes, C-Class, E-Class, whatever the ones, they all have transmission issues. Best to get one of these little 38-pin connectors right here. This helps you communicate, or allows you to this allows you to communicate with the transmission control module and deeper into the engine control module as well. You guys are probably familiar with this size OBD2. This is like the same you'll see under the dash. After doing this job, you can push the button to reset that all you want. It's still in limp mode. New conductor plate, new fluid, still in limp mode. It won't actually drive and go in and out of gears yet. You actually need this tool to access this. And this is where the part gets a little spicy, because I thought I could use any OBD scanner to hook up with this. I went through 4 different scanners. I'm gonna save you guys the hassle of watching that to finally figure out which one would work with this. But check this out. You open up this, there's a little 38-pin connector right in there. You gotta connect this in. It'll only go in one way. And here's the scanner I ended up using by iCarSoft, Mercedes-Benz multi-car system diagnostic tool. This has a great Mercedes system on it. I was able to access everything I needed to and was able to reset the car successfully. So you're gonna plug this in like normal. And guys, like I said, I used 4 different scanners to access this car before I had to order this one. This is a little spendy, yes, I agree, but I had to get it to get this car to limp mode. So you'll see it's got diagnostic, service, voltage, all that stuff. You're gonna wanna enter diagnostic. I already have it set for Mercedes-Benz. And guys, there's a link in my description right below this video for both of these items. If you're watching this and have a transmission issue yourself, just get this and keep it in your car if you own one of these cars, because you can reset anything and get out of whatever you need to pretty much. So if you have a real limp mode issue, you can actually reset the transmission and carry on. It might just turn right back on as you're getting on down the road. So, but it can help you, get out of get home or whatever the case may be. So let's go to manual and see now. Let's get you guys better lighting. This GoPro sucks at picking it up, sorry. So now we have engine control module, transmission control module, ESM, ABS, SRS, instrument cluster. It goes on and on. Air conditioning, headlamp range adjustment. A lot of this stuff this older car doesn't have. Look at the cellular telephone I can access. Just an insane amount of stuff from this thing. This tool pays for itself automatically. Mercedes wouldn't even touch my vehicle unless they did the service themselves, and they also quoted $1,800 to the guy that I got the car from to do this for. I replaced all this for right around $100, and then this was around I think $200, $230, and I think this is around $50. Don't quote me because prices change, but either way, great setup. So let me show you guys what we gotta do to finish this job really quick. We gotta enter the transmission control module. Alright, so while it's reading that, I'll turn the AC off. Silence. Guys, this has been a great little car too. Alright, module information, read fault code, clear fault memory, view data. Obviously I'm going to read fault code. This is a historic state code, interesting. Okay, well, that's fair enough. These are just some codes that are historic. I already fixed that, so I'm going to clear it again. But to get your car out of limp mode, you will need to go in here. You will need to read your fault codes, fix whatever problem you have, and then clear your fault memory. As soon as this is cleared, now the car drives and shifts just fine. So that wraps up today's video, guys. If this helped you at all, drop me a like, leave a comment below. Please check out the descriptions below. If you guys are having trouble with your car, send me a DM. Feel free to leave a super chat little thing if you want. No one does, but feel free to. It's okay. I'm happy to help you guys, and I want to keep doing this. So these are the tools needed for the job. Thank you. And check out the next video, guys. I found the flex disc down here about to explode like a grenade. These can actually go bad and your drive shaft can come loose and go through your floor pan. Pan. Same thing. Either way, check it out. Thank you.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.